Yeah, so I basically already have like a list of questions prepared.
Yeah.
It's basically just gonna be like about like your problems, like your goals, and like some of them might be a bit repetitive, but like the point is like I just basically want to like figure out like what your problems are and like what your goals are to really understand my niche more. So yeah.
Mm, yeah. Okay, man, go for it.
Okay. Okay. This first question is like just like walk me through like how long have you been like an e-commerce coach for?
I've been an e-commerce coach for this is my fifth year now.
Yeah, if it's 5 years in the game isn't a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what do you like for like your coaching business, like what do you think is like your main goal, like your North Star?
North Star is just to continue to grow the audience that we have. So we have a YouTube channel. I think at the time of recording about 40 plus thousand subs. We have a school community of around 400 students, and then we have a high ticket
Mhm.
community of about 100 students as well. Main goal, look, we have one North Star. And our North Star is to make $100 million stores. So 100 people have $1 million plus stores. So we're well on our way to doing that. So that's the North Star right now.
Is there like any specific like revenue goal you guys have?
For the business,
Yeah.
we're just going to keep going to the moon, man. Like we don't have a revenue goal. It's like just better every year.
Cool, cool. Um, like what would you change about like being a coach if you had the chance to do so?
Uh, that's a good question. Um, I wouldn't change anything. I love it. It's great being a coach because you get to look. I think the only thing I would change about being a coach is what people think about coaches. Right?
Mhm.
They think we're just here gurus trying to make money, but at the end of the day, we actually want people to succeed. We're not just in it to get the revenue, and that's why I've been able to be a coach for over 5 years. Is I'm not in it for the money. We're in it to help people, and if you can help people, then it helps you, and everybody wins. Right? So
Yeah.
I think if I was to change anything about being a coach, is the perception that people have of coaches that we're not here to help people. Look, in saying that, there are people that aren't here to help people, but the ones that are the ones that have been around for a while because they're the ones who get real results.
Mhm. Yeah, so I was basically talking about like the call I had before with the other B2B coach. He was basically saying like every niche has like a certain token they want, right? Like for example, like doctors, I mean dentists, their token is basically just getting more patients. New parents, their token is just getting more sleep. Like as a coach, like what do you think like your number one token is? Like what is the one thing that you want?
Yeah, we want to take people from their side hustle to creating a full-time income. And then we want to be able to take people that have a full-time income into freedom of life. So that's our
Mhm.
token, is how do we get someone from the day-to-day 9 to 5 into living the life that they want? That's our measure of
So it's
success for
basically
people.
just like helping as many people as you can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Um, what do you like not like about being coach? Is there like anything about that you don't
Yeah,
like?
look, sometimes people uh just want to come to you and they want you to tell them what to do exactly. So they're say, give me the exact steps that I need to do, which is good to get started. But then all we are is we're just their manager. And what as a coach, we want to be able to do is we want to teach you guys how to do the things for yourself and see through the tree, like see the path through the trees, not just ask us for what to do next. And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong is a coach isn't there to tell you what to do. It's to show you how to do it so you know how to do it yourself. That would be the biggest part that I don't like about being a coach is, just having to give people a to-do list.
Is there like any specific like aspect of like the business you struggle with, like making content, like marketing your product? Is there like anything that you like really particularly struggle with in terms of that?
Um, I guess keeping our finger on the pulse, we're in the e-commerce space and that's always evolving and there's always new strategies and the platforms change a lot. So keeping on top of the new strategies and the new platforms while creating, the product of coaching. So we have a group coaching program. So, the content that we create has to evolve a lot because things change really fast. So that would be the
Hmm.
only thing, like how do we keep up with a really fast moving niche?
Yeah, yeah, that totally makes sense because like, e-com is a pretty big niche.
Mhm.
Like, like why did you get into like coaching? Like this specifically e-commerce coaching, like what did you want to get out of it?
Yeah, so my background is running large e-commerce stores. So I've been head of e-commerce for around 15 years for some pretty big brands like Superdry Clothing, a couple of brands in Australia that are global brands there, and
Mm.
uh, we were doing sort of hundreds of millions of dollars as a head of e-commerce, and I ran e-commerce teams. when COVID happened, a lot of people who had bricks and mortar businesses had to go offline or go online, and they didn't know how to do it. So I just started helping some friends out and just coaching them because I was still working in a company, and I realized I really liked that, and I was able to help people. And then it just started to organically grow where people just wanted more and more help.
Yeah.
So I quit my full-time job. I launched my own e-commerce stores and then started coaching people on the side. So now I have my own e-commerce stores and a coaching program.
Like in terms of content as well, like because I was talking like with the coach, like what I said like before, like he was basically saying like he really struggled with like coming ideas for content, and like it was mainly about the offer. Like, do you think like you struggle with like coming up for ideas like for content?
Not really. Like as long as if you've got a good community, you can sense what's happening in the community and you create content around that. So when I started my YouTube channel, I just created content that I couldn't find on YouTube, right? I used to use YouTube to learn,
Mhm.
and there was I just couldn't find the answers to content. So I figure I'll go learn it and then I'll come back and create that content. So I just try and find gaps that people need help with. And instead of me coaching one-on-one with them, I'll just create the content so that it can go out to them all together. So finding content's not hard. You just have to listen to your niche and not trying to find what's the next trending piece of content. Just try and find what helps your niche, create the content around that, and it'll just do well because you're actually helping community then.
Like, what do you like in terms of that? Like, what do you think is like the number one thing like preventing you from like actually scaling this coaching business up to like the revenue numbers that you want?
Um, Originally, it was just that it was just on me. I was the only coach in the program. We now have eight coaches now that work underneath me, and we have an operations team. So I was building the team first, and we just now need to turn up the dial. We haven't run any ads ever. We just are at a full organic growth. So
Mhm.
the next step for us was to build the team, and then we're just going to start effectively, advertising, and we should scale pretty quickly.
Do you think like hiring is like a problem for you? Because like I was talking with like that coach before, like he was saying like, actually finding like good people to work with, like people who actually deliver on what they say like down the line is pretty hard. Do you think like that's like a problem you suffer with as well?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably why we're growing fast, but that's probably why we haven't put our foot to the gas because my reputation's on the line if I hire a bad coach and he comes in or she comes
Mhm.
in and they're good. So we hire slow and we fire fast. We get rid of people that just aren't the right fit for us because at the end of the day, we've got high ticket clients. If they come in and they get a bad experience with the coach, one bad reputation can take down the whole company. So it's really important that we take our time and make sure we hire the right team of A-player coaches that are a good fit for our company for sure.
Do you have like a thick qualification process for that in place?
Not really. I have a good sense of whether anyone's going to be good or not. They need to have some history in e-commerce. They can't just be,
Mhm.
run a dropshipping store and want to be a coach. They have to at least run, a multiple $1 million store consistently over time, and they need to have a specialty and a special niche. So our coaches aren't general coaches; they're all experts. So we might have so we've got a coach that is in Google Ads, we've got a coach in Meta
Mhm.
Ads, we've got a coach in email, we've got a coach in social media, web optimization. We've got them all, so they're all specialists. So they need to have a proven track record before we can bring them in.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Like in terms of like your coaching business, like what are you aiming for right now? Like what's like your like goal right now for your coaching business?
Just to keep growing every month. That's it.
So just like seeing growth and progression, do you think like that's like the thing pushing you and pushing you to do the work?
Yeah, just be better every day. Like just get better results for members every day. Just grow every day.
Hmm.
I'm not setting myself a goal because I did that once. I set myself a goal to, hit a six-figure month, and we hit that, and it was like, oh, is that it? Right. So there's no
Yeah.
point setting a goal. So we're just going to keep going until
Hmm.
we're just going to keep going. It's not going to stop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Um, what do you annoys you about being like a coach? Like besides like people like wanting like specific instructions and steps?
Not really anything. I think being a coach is one of the greatest jobs in the world, right? Because you get to teach what you like to do. Okay, maybe it's what I see in other coaches. I'll finish that bit off. You can cut this bit out if you need to.
Hmm.
Um, Being a coach is definitely one of the best jobs in the world because you get to teach what you really love to people and see them get results. We've had members that have been able to buy their kids a a jungle gym for Christmas that they couldn't afford. I had one girl a
Yeah.
few months ago text me, she was out to buy her first house. And you look at it and go, well, we did that. And it's just from sharing our knowledge with them. So there's not really anything that I really dislike about being a coach. I think what I dislike about other coaches who are just doing it to try and make money is the ones that jump between niches. So they'll go from, okay, this month I'm an AI coach, next month I'm an agency coach, next month I'm all these different coaches, I'm an e-commerce coach. And I think that's what bugs me, like, because you're not really a coach, you're just jumping on a trend and trying to make money. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think real coaches are the ones that are in it every day and they don't stop and they stick to the same niche and they just work through it the whole time.
Do you ever like struggle with like people like coming through and saying like they want to like fix this specific problem with like maybe their e-commerce store and like the next week they come back but like they haven't fixed anything? Like do you ever like
Yeah, that
face
happens.
problems with that?
Yeah, of course, that happens all the time. And we'll reset it and be like, well, what is their goal? What are they trying to achieve? And how do they think they're going to get there if they don't
Mm.
implement? And they usually look. We have a good member base. They usually know that they haven't done it. We keep them accountable, and if they haven't got the results, then they know it's on them.
Does that like annoy you like when people do that?
Uh, no, it's their fault. Like I don't really get annoyed by anything. They're at the end of the day, they're responsible for their own outcomes. We just give them the
Mm.
playbook, and they should be annoyed at themselves. I don't have to be annoyed at them, right? Like
Yeah.
we give it's like if you go get if you've got a personal trainer and they say to you, hey, we're going to do all this work for an hour and do some workouts, but don't eat any donuts, and then you go home and you eat donuts. Whose fault is that? It's not the personal trainers, it's the person who had the donuts. So it's on them. People need to take responsibility for their own outcomes. I can't be annoyed from them doing the wrong thing, right? So they should be annoyed at themselves.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, mm, like what are the main problems that you face with being like a coach?
Uh, yeah, just finding good people is really what it is. Yeah, I think just finding good people, having a position in market that is, unpenetrable. So, how can you be one of one in a market where it can be quite crowded? I suppose that's the only thing about business is, why would someone choose me versus another e-commerce coach? That would probably be, it's not really a problem, but it's just something we need to be conscious of that, there's lots of people, trying to come out there and do what we do, but just staying relevant and staying ahead and having a position in market of authority.
Yeah, yeah, cool. So like you mentioned before, like you basically just want to like progress from like month to month. Like what do you
Mhm.
think is maybe like holding that might hold you back from like actually growing month to month?
Yeah, it was just team originally, but we've built a really good team over the last few months. So we just will have to wait till next year because I'm going to take a break for about 6 weeks. So I'm not going to
Mm,
scale at the end of this year. I'm going to have a holiday, and then we'll come back and we'll push pretty hard on the gas. So there's nothing holding us back now.
Okay, cool. Like what about like hiring do you think was hard besides like onboarding people? Was there anything else? Like managing them maybe?
I think just finding the right people that are in it for the right reason is what it was. So there's a few people that we potentially brought on board, but they weren't in it for the right reason. They're not in it just to help people. They were just in it because they could see it as easy money. So that was the
Yeah.
hardest part, was finding people who are genuine and genuinely wanted to help each other. That was the big one. The other part was because we're trying to find experts that have worked in this industry, they have a view on coaching that may not be the right view, that it is just a guru scheme and no one has any, they don't want to be called a coach. So that was probably the biggest one. But once they realize that we have a real legitimate company, they're more than happy to be on board.
Yeah, so it seems like your biggest bottleneck like back then was basically just like hiring, like nothing
Yeah,
else besides that.
definitely. Yep. Yeah. Any business that's trying to scale, apart from, like, if you've got your acquisition source dialed in, and we absolutely do, then the next part of it is, how do we deliver, right? So demand
Mm.
we've captured, we've got it. The next part, our bottleneck was delivery, and so now that we can nail delivery of all our content and our coaching, then we're ready to go. You'll find that any business is in scale mode that goes from a single coach through to like a good sized coaching company. It is all team and getting the people around you to help you hit the goals that you want to hit.
So I'm assuming like you have a high ticket program, right? Do you have like any sales reps or like any salespeople that you have to deal with?
Yeah, we do, but we're moving into a no sales rep strategy. We've got both. We've got sales reps and we have like a high ticket close, like an automatic close program. So yeah, we have sales reps and we have a people just buy directly from us as well in a high
Yeah, like
ticket.
what
Yeah.
do you think makes people like just buy from you like without having to like have any sales calls? Do you have like a micro offer that you have before like your high ticket offer?
We have two. So we have a low ticket offer, which is the one that takes people from side hustle to full time. That is a school community. And then the rest of it is because I give out a lot of free content. So my YouTube channel, we put out a new piece of content every week. And what that does, that builds trust. It lets people know how I coach. It lets, gets people get to know me. And so that it becomes an easy yes for them when they're ready to join. We do bring them into a really good, strong email nurture sequence, and then we either move them down to a sales call or a direct offer, depending on where they're at in their journey.
Hmm. So like all like these people you're getting for like your sales calls are like all qualified, right? Like you aren't getting like
Yep.
any t tire kickers or like time wasters.
Um, no, we have a bit of a qualification criteria that we follow, that they can't come in unless they meet that criteria.
Okay, I see. Do you think like taking sales calls is like annoying for you? Because like I feel like for a lot of coaches, like taking sales calls like most of the week and just like doing a lot of sales is pretty annoying to them, opposed to like actually delivering the service you're supposed to deliver.
Well, it's the thing that brings you in money, right? If you're not doing sales calls, you're not making any money. So you have to start doing sales calls, otherwise you've got nothing to deliver. So if people see that as an annoying thing, then they're not going to be successful. Sales are the most important part. If you don't have any sales, you don't have a business. So I'll give you I sold my first program without even having a program. So delivery wasn't the problem, right? I sold the program and then I said it will be launching in 2 weeks time, and then I spent 2 weeks delivering. So you have to do the sales calls first to be able to grow the program. Like you have to do sales calls. Like if you don't want to do them, then don't be in business.
Wait, but didn't you say like before that you were moving to like a no sales call approach or something like that?
Yeah. But I built the authority. So I can do that. You can't move to no sales calls without it. The reason we would move to it is you can scale faster, right? So it doesn't
Mm.
mean I'm not doing it because I don't like sales calls. I'm doing it because we can scale quicker. And we're in a different time zone. So I'm in Australia, and a lot of our members are in United States. So, time zone, as you know, is slightly different. So
Yeah, yeah.
we can't always capture sales calls on that time. So you get it's basically having a combination of being there for the person when they're ready to buy. I think that's probably the better answer to say for it. But yeah, absolutely have to do sales calls. As a coach, when you're first starting out, you can be the one doing the sales calls.
Yeah.
But as your business grows, get someone else to. But that's the person that's bringing money into your business. So they have to be the right person. And if they're not, I'll always convert better on a sales call than one of our salespeople, because we're passionate about it.
Do you
Definitely.
think
So
trust plays like a factor into like getting people to say yes without having to take a sales call with them?
absolutely. Yeah, definitely trust plays a big factor. They need to get to know you with, your email marketing or your Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. They need to know that you're the real deal. But also they need to see case studies, they need to see proof, they need to see, who you've worked with, brands, they need to know a bit about your history. Like no one's just going to give you thousands of dollars every month, without getting to know you.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like in this coaching industry, like trust is definitely at an all-time
Yeah,
low for
absolutely.
people. Yeah.
100%.
Um, what are some like obstacles that you face on a day-to-day basis, like regarding like coaching?
Um, I guess no, there's not really any obstacles. So I suppose what's interesting, you're asking me always about all the problems, right? And
Mhm.
and I think and I can see why you're doing that, but this is the difference: is when someone wants to run a coaching company or an agency, they don't look at the problems, they look at the opportunities, which is why every time you're asking me a question about a problem or a challenge, there are none, because we look at everything as an opportunity. So I think that's probably the difference in the conversation we're having. I can't find problems in my head because I don't have any. All I see is opportunities. And I think that's the difference between a successful coach or agency versus a non-successful one. Is don't look at the things that could go wrong or the things that are bad. You look at the things that you can improve for someone, or so it's the opportunity you can find. So um, I can't see any challenges. I can just see how I can make my business better. And I suppose it's like, how do I make the program easier for people to get to? Can I make my course content shorter and faster and more impactful? Can I give them a shortcut? Like that's the way I think. I don't think in negatives, so I can't help you with those sort of questions.
Ah, okay. So like,
Yeah.
what do you think are like some opportunities for you to like basically scale the business then?
Yeah, opportunity is just making sure that we have content that gets results for people fast, right? So quick wins. How can they jump in our program and within the first 30 minutes have a great result? Like that's what we look for people.
Hmm.
How can we be 1 or 2% better every single day so that, when they need help, we're there for them straight away. They can just post in our community and they get a help straight away. So it's like, how do we make us be the place that gives them everything that they need to get the result that they want to get? That's sort of what I look for. I can't see that as because right now they are getting that, but I just want it to be better and then better and better
Hmm.
and better. Yeah.
Like, what are like some things that like you're trying to improve on a daily basis in your coaching business?
Yeah, just making sure that people get results. That's it. Like it's not overcomplicated. It's like making sure that
Hmm.
everything that we do moves our members forward. That's all we want to do, and we don't want to leave anyone behind. So if there's anything, is like making sure we keep on top of what our members' results are, and making sure that they are going in the right direction. Then if there's anyone that isn't moving, how do we help them? Right. So we're keeping an eye on
Yeah.
every member's results and making sure that they're moving in the right direction as well. And the people that are struggling, that we jump on them straight away. So we have
Yeah,
coaches
yeah.
calls every at the start of every week. We assess what members that we have and
Hmm.
see, are people hitting the goals they want to hit, and if not, we jump in and we try and fix them. Yeah.
Do you think like building a good product for like your clients is hard? Like a really solid product that's better than everyone else's? Like do you have like a hard time building a good product?
No, not at all. Because we're all experts, and we have experts in our group. So the reason it's not hard for us is we're not making it up, right? We're not making up the
Hmm.
product. We are doing the product every day. So we run e-commerce businesses. We run ads in our own e-commerce businesses. We're scaling our own e-commerce businesses. So it's really easy to teach it when you do it. So no, we don't find it hard at all to find content, to make content.
Because like I've heard like some coaches like it's like hard because like you have to like record like hours of course content, like you have to make all the documents, like it's not easy for some coaches, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not hard at all. When you're doing it every day, you're just documenting what you're doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I think that's like pretty much it for like all of these questions. Like I think you've pretty much answered like all of my questions because like most of them, like what you said, it's more about like opportunities, not really
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
problems that you
Yeah.
have.
And I think even with you, like starting an agency, think of it like that. Don't think about all the challenges you need to overcome.
Hmm.
Think about the opportunities. And as soon as you start to see things as opportunities, not problems, your mindset completely changes in business.
Hmm.
And I think, and just stick to the one path, right? Don't
Hmm.
don't try and be agencies to everyone. Just choose like one niche and be like, I'm going to be the killer agency in this
Yeah,
niche,
yeah.
and I'm going to do it for the next 5 years because I love it. And you're not going to, like, a lot of people who start agencies will do it for 6 to 12 months and then change and change and change. But the ones that win are the ones that stick to it and they just stay the course for a long time. So
Hmm.
that's what I recommend for people.
Do you think like having like a strong offer is like definitely like one of the most important things in terms of like in your coaching business?
Yeah.
Like having
But a
like a
strong offer
solid offer.
has to be a solid offer.
Hmm.
It has to be an offer of outcome and an offer of like removing someone's risk of working with you. So the offer is
Hmm.
absolutely the most important. Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah,
an
yeah.
offer, an offer is made up of like, what transformation will the person have? Why are you the best person to do it? What have you done it for anyone else before? How do we remove any risks? And how do I get that answer that really
Yeah.
quickly, right? So if you can't answer all
Resumes.
those questions, then the offer, and none of that was to do with price, none of that, right? So
Hmm.
price is not the, because if you can get the outcome for someone, they'll pay whatever they want or whatever they feel that outcome's worth, right? If you can prove that you're the one that's doing it, they're going to choose you. If you can get it for them really fast, they're going to choose you. If you can remove all the risk, they're going to choose you. So you want to make sure the offer is dialed absolutely in for them to be able to come through with you.
Do you think like your offer like helps you like basically just like film content and like know exactly what to film and like how to market your product to your niche?
Uh, See, I don't film for marketing. I film to share, to help people. So that's different. So I'm not filming for advertising. I'm filming because if I can help people, they'll instantly come to us, right?
Mm, okay, I see.
So we're helping the niche. we're not out there trying to, I'm not out there actively trying to get people in our world with our content. Yes, absolutely. There's a secondary priority there that, click our link to join, to download our document like PDF, all that sort of stuff. That's in there. But the primary focus of our content is to help the person.
No, I
That's
was
the key.
basically just like talking about like creating content like on YouTube like that provides value, but like you also have like
Yeah,
a CTA, like just basically
absolutely. Yeah.
creating. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the content isn't about the offer. The content is about the niche that you want to serve.
Yeah, and you just have
Because
to
your
like
offer could
provide
change.
value.
Your offer can change, right? So
Mhm.
your offer might change over time, even though you might serve the same niche. Your offer might change. So your offer might be something different. It might be a low ticket, it might go high ticket. It might be, workshop. It might be mastermind. But the niche remains exactly the same. And you should test different offers to your market. You we won't always have the same offer. Like my offers change 4 or 5 times, but my niche has remained the same. So your
Mhm.
content has to be about helping the niche, and then the offer changes all the time. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hopefully that makes sense. If that's helpful for you, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all the questions. Appreciate you hopping on this call, by the way, and taking
Happy to
time
help,
out of your
man.
day. Yeah.
Easy done. All right, dude. Good luck.
Good luck, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right. Cheers, man. Okay. Thanks. Bye.